Matthew 15, verse 8. This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. I wonder how many of us go to church because that's where our heart is. I wonder how many of us go to church because we want to live for God and because we love God. I'm not talking about just my church. I'm not talking about just apostolic churches. I'm talking about Church of God's, Church of Christ, Baptist, 1st, 2nd, 4th, 50th, 100th, Methodist. I'm talking about any church, any religion. How many go just because they want to go? How many go because they love it and believe it? How many go just because mom goes? How many go just because dad goes, or brother goes, or sister goes, or grandparents, or uncles, or aunts? How many wives go just because their husbands go? How many go when one is sick? God sees your heart. God knows why you go to church. The only person you're fooling is yourself. The only person I fool is myself. We try to play these little mind games with God. We think we're getting by with this, and we think we're getting by with that because there's been no judgment passed upon us. But judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. You may get by with it today. You may get by with it tomorrow. You may get by with it for the next 5 years if God tarries. But your judgment will come. And your judgment will be just. And your judgment will be made by the one that it really counts. So I encourage you, if you go to church for all the wrong reasons, I strongly suggest, I strongly encourage you to go to church for the right reasons. Go to church because it's what you're supposed to do. Go to church because it's what you in your heart wants to do. Go to church to worship God. Go to church because, again, I say, you want to go. Don't go to church because that's where mama goes. Well, that's where daddy goes. Don't go to church just because that's your home church. Go to church because that's what God wants you to do. Go to church because that's what you want to do. Don't go to church half-hearted. Don't go to church with the mind full of what you're going to do tomorrow or what you're going to do next week. Don't go to church with your mind on what you did yesterday or what you did that day. Don't go to church with your mind on your failures. Don't go to church with your mind on your past or your present or your future. Go to church with your mind on the present, on the now. Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith. Not yesterday faith, not last week faith, not tomorrow faith, not last year's faith, not next year's faith, but now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Just because you can't see your victory, don't mean it's not there at that church service waiting on you. You have to go to it. It will not come to you. I wish it was that simple. But if you want victory, you got to fight for it. If you want deliverance, you got to fight for it. If you want to live for God, if you want to love for God, you got to fight for it. God bless.